What's good? What's good? This video was right next to Uncle Roger video. Well, I'm glad you clicked on this rather than that bullshit. What's good, Sam? I'm gonna put your ass in timeout if you say some dumb shit. But you are a schizo that gets the chat going. I will give you that. Daily streamer. I think this is the first time I've gone back to back. Brazil. Lulu, what's up? Hello, where are y'all tuning in from? What's good? What's good? This is just you guys like the camera? Look at this. Look at how HD this shit is. We got 60 FPS. You can see all my movements smooth. Cleveland, Ohio, finally catching the stream again. Daily streamer chat. If you guys bring the California, Fornia, Luigi Mangione, we'll definitely be talking about that today. We will definitely be talking about that today. What's good, Tyler? Gen Kim Fricke. Texas, stop simping for Destiny. Where did you get that from? Simping for Destiny? What the fuck are you talking about? Anyways, yeah, we will definitely be doing research again into this whole case. Hello from NYC. I love New York. It's the best city in America by far. Not even close. We'll be talking about the Luigi Mangione. I want to keep doing this. It's like time that I'll be using to essentially research. So might as well just like involve you guys, crowdsource. You guys can see how I start formulating these thoughts into these videos. I'm honestly tired of talking about this dude. I mean, it's not like we're just going to be talking about him, right? Like ultimately what we're going to be talking about. Oh, I love Montreal too. Shout out Montreal. We're just going to be talking about the whole kind of truth behind healthcare. And there's a couple of things that I want to react to. That I think you guys will find interesting. So I've already kind of interviewed someone that I think you guys will find interesting. That kind of like talks about this healthcare problem, not just within Luigi Mangione. I want to expand it out of that because let's be real, right? Probably after this week, people won't really be talking about him. Again, I said a question. Why do we not have a Discord? Brother, we literally have a Discord. I'm never getting tired of talking the problems in our country. There's a lot of things to talk about. And guys, I mean, to be honest, isn't it kind of refreshing that we're actually talking about things that matter? Like, isn't it kind of refreshing that we're actually talking about things that affect each and every single one of, at least like in this country, everyone, right? But healthcare is also universal, right? Everybody needs healthcare, whether you live in Brazil to India to somewhere in Europe. Like, aren't you glad that we're talking about that than like the 1,000th trans athlete that's dominating female sports? Aren't you a lot more glad talking about that and besides LGBTQ being taught in schools? Like those are non-common, like non-consequential events that we talk about. Aren't you kind of glad that we're not also talking about the fucking election? Like, aren't you glad that that's over? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about something like that actually matters, which is healthcare. This shit matters. So, someone was saying, Slender, can you put the Discord invite link? Literally, someone was just asking about why do we not have a Discord. So, Slender, what the fuck are you doing? Man, guys, chat. Like, what the fuck? Guys, what the fuck are my mods doing, man? It should be like a seamless transition. As soon as I say Discord, as soon as I mention Twitter, that link should be up. You should have tabs open, making sure that link is up. I swear to God, man. Like my mods are like insurance agents. My mods are like fucking United Healthcare, bro. Just not be doing shit. Mods worse than healthcare, exactly. Again, just out of curiosity, why did you choose Destiny out of all people on your gender divide video? By the way, I want to talk about that. Because so many of you guys were fucking bitching about Destiny. It literally proved what I was talking about in the video. And a lot of you guys too also like saw like
That's
my
a death,
comment, like if you click off, like you're in the echo chamber. One, I said that to like challenge you guys to stay until the end. But two, it's like, do you not know that like if like you can't handle someone, even if you disagree with them, if you get that emotionally like triggered to the point where you can't finish a video that you wanted to finish, like I get it if it was boring and you didn't like it, but like I saw so many comments saying like I clicked off because I saw Destiny. The reason why I wanted to talk to him is one, even though I disagree with him clearly on many things, he's at least one of the people on the left that are actually willing to talk to all sides. Guys, for this video, I reached out to 10 plus creators on the left. And just like this, I immediately got like 3-4 people that were down for the right. In fact, we even were in talks with Brett Cooper, but as you guys even just saw, she actually just left the Daily Wire. So if it was like in a different timing, I'm sure she was dealing with all this shit. Like, look, she just talks about how she left the Daily Wire. This literally just happened an hour ago. Like, if it was a different timing, like she would have said yes to this video. Like we were talking all that. So the reason why I want to talk to Destiny is because, guys, we reached out to many people and he was one of the only ones that was down for it. That's why. Did you guys like this video, by the way? Like I really like this format, but I'm curious if you guys as an audience liked it. Yeah, she just left the Daily Wire. Did you guys not see that? You guys like? Yes, okay. That's fair. I guess nobody can really take Destiny serious anymore, bro. Full on TDS. Yeah, that is true. So that's why I mean, for those who actually watched till the end of the video, that's why I asked him, like, hey, do you still stand by your statements of, look, you know, you went on like a, look at some of these tweets. Look at some of these tweets that he had. So I asked him, like, bro, do you like stand by this? I think he ended up deleting it, by the way. Donald Trump incited an insurrection and then was granted full criminal immunity for possibly all of his involvement. I have zero sympathy for anything that happens to him or anyone who supports him. So I asked him, like, do you stand by that? If I've offended anyone with my recent tweets, I like to make things right. DM me and I'll buy you front row seats to the next Trump rally. A person in a crowd cheering for and supporting a traitor to this country caught astray. I'm so sad, please. So I asked him and he doubled down. So clearly, I think you are absolutely lost in the sauce if you're celebrating your political opponent's fans bystander that got assassinated his death. But hey, at least he stood on business, right? At least he stood on business. Destiny need to chill sometimes, but I fuck with him. Yeah, that's also what I think. I think, look, Destiny is a smart guy. I think he is blind to his own biases. I think he often just debates just to debate. I think often he, you know, kind of like talks fast, so it doesn't even give you a time to answer. Like often, like during the interview, like obviously, like, right, this was like an hour-long interview. You know, only probably 20% of it made the cut. There are also times where I asked him a question where I could just tell he was dodging it by speaking a little bit faster or just kind of like going on like different trains of thoughts to kind of avoid the question. But he's clearly smart, right? Besides all the personal shit that he does, right? One thing I will say about him is that he does like suck you into a debate. Pause. No pun intended. Like there was many times when I was like talking to him where like, even though I was literally there to just like interview him, and I made that clear in the interview, there's so many times where you just feel like pulled into like the debate. Which question did he avoid answering? I don't remember, but it's not like he like completely avoided it. He kind of just skirted it. You know what I'm saying? I think it was me like kind of calling out as like what I thought was like a bias, because he was saying that he's like the only centrist, or like the far left and the far right are not the two sides of the same coin, which I completely disagree with. I don't think he's as intelligent as everyone thinks he is. He just speaks quickly, talks over you, and strategically dodges questions or throws them back to you. I mean, I agree with that to an extent, but you can't say I don't think it's accurate to say that he's not intelligent. He's clearly intelligent, right? Like, and like I said, like I respect him in the sense that he's at least willing to talk to people on the other side. Like, I've shown you guys fucking this person. So you guys asked me, why did I have Destiny? I've told you guys, I've reached out to probably 10 plus people. Oh shit. Okay, I need to log into my, hold on. Okay, well, later. But anyways, I reached out to so many different like people on the left, and they all just said they were busy or just completely ignored it. One literally even posted a goddamn Instagram picture of her 8-page essay fucking reply to me back on email. Like, bitch, just say no. Like, what? Like, she just posted her like this email reply, and I wasn't gonna reply. Like, I have better things to do than her berating me, like, to tell me what to do with my fucking content. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure for whoever was in that chat, what's good, Wes? Thank you for the dono. Sub again, fuckers. Love it. Way to announce yourself in the chat. Yeah, you don't even have to log in. Wait, hold on. Let me show you guys. Wait, chat, I'm curious. Type of one if you guys already know what I'm talking about, because if I feel like I'm repeating myself. Type of one in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. 2 if you have no clue what I'm referencing. 1, 2. Okay, wait, actually? Yeah. I made a community post. Yeah. I made a community post. Okay, so like pretty much all of you. But for those who haven't, like you guys ask, why did I interview Destiny? One, I think he was the best I think he's the best person to talk to on the left. But yeah, this creator posted a fucking, like, you guys see it, right? It's 8 pages. Fucking 8 pages. Calling me a piece of shit. Okay, let me give you guys give you guys a rundown. Let me see if I can, hold on. Let me see if I can log into this. But in the meanwhile, you guys can read my reply to her. So it's like she like fucking made like a big post. Let me try and logging in. One sec. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my Instagram. Okay, whatever. I don't want to deal with it right now. But anyways, just to give you guys some context, what happened was this creator that I reached out to. I know most of you guys have heard it, but there's a decent amount of twos. So this girl was one of the people that I wanted to talk to. Like, genuinely, just like I talked to Destiny in good faith. Exact same thing that I wanted to do. Just like I talked to Paula on the conservative side, it's the exact same thing that I wanted to do. So, I'm a French video journalist and educator making videos on topics that I'm curious about. Let's read her Instagram bio. She describes herself as author, activist, educator, made in France, YouTube 400K, collapse feminism. So, yeah, you know, you get the point. Right? You see the pronouns, right? That's, you know, you see the pronouns, like, you already know what to expect. You already know what to expect. But anyways, I just asked her like the same exact interview that I sent to Destiny. Hey, let's hop on an interview. And she fucking lectures me saying that I'm a piece of shit. She doesn't want to support a culture of discourse and debate. And creators like myself, and like she put me in the same bucket as Jubilee, by the way. She said that I foster a culture of debate and discourse that damages and hurts her movement. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you out of your goddamn mind? And like, she didn't tag me in the post or anything. Yeah, I'll politely decline, proceed to impolitely decline. Like, look, she can send me that email response. I wasn't gonna reply, but then she posts this shit on Instagram, like expecting me not to reply to it. Like, I'm not gonna just play the high horse here. I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm the one who requested an interview. It wasn't a debate. I wanted to get your perspective. Not sure why this is some sort of gotcha. Like, it's like, what? Like, what is like, like, do you guys see why my channel is so important? And like, this isn't me like just sucking my own dick. It's just, do you guys see how ideologically captured some people are? A culture of debate and discourse. Like, if you ask her like what kind of political ideology that she firmly believes in, she'll say democracy, right? But then in the same vein that she'll say she doesn't believe in a culture of debate and discourse. What the fuck are you talking about? Do you not see the goddamn disconnect there? You know what I mean? No wonder why French lost in World War II. Chill out. But anyways, I talked about this to death. Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about, yes, guys, another again live stream, daily streamer. Let's get it. How does she expect any sort of change to happen without conversation and discourse? I got off track. Let's talk about the topic in discussion, what everybody's talking about. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Oh, I'm tired of talking about it. Shut up. This is actually one of those issues that matter, right? At least the topic of healthcare, because it impacts everyone. Doesn't impact the 1% of the 1% when we talk about fucking trans issues. It's something that actually matters. So I bookmarked a couple of things that I found over the last few days. If you guys want to tag me, one, join the Discord and then tag me in the media mods, let them know, invite them into the link so you guys can then tag me and put any sort of like media that you want me to react to. I have a couple things ready for us that I want to react to because there has been tons of development that's been happening over like the last 24 hours, right? Like we just streamed 24 hours ago. So much shit has happened. And one of the biggest things that has been very interesting to me is how more and more kind of this personal information is just trickling through and starting to be known about Luigi Mangione as well as the CEO in question. Because I think, like I told you, right, this has been one of the issues where the right and the left for like since forever is like starting to get like united, right? This is like one of these things. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, like, for example, what's it called? Fucking Ben Shapiro, right? Like this shows you how this transcends party lines. So Ben Shapiro made a video on this whole kind of like debacle, right? And it's very interesting to see people's reactions, right? Because obviously Daily Wire is very right-leaning, right? There's obviously no denying that. I'm trying to find the video. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Trying to find the exact video. They may have taken it down. Okay, there it is.
Well, folks,
so he titled it "The Evil Revolutionary Left." Here, I'm not sharing. The Evil Revolutionary Left. Again, what's your thoughts on people saying he's a scapegoat? Like, what do you mean? Who's he? Like, are you talking about Luigi or what? Again, do you think the person cuts you right now is an assassin? Because I see a lot of people suggesting that it's a different person. I mean, I think there's like pretty heavy, substantial evidence. And like, I don't know if you guys saw, but he just got taken into court. So as you guys can see, like, he's being taken into court. I think it's like him. I mean, weren't they able to like uncover like his fucking manifesto? not gonna lie, if you get sad over this, you're glazing too much. A billionaire that dies and you get sad over it's not crazy. Not just some random billionaire, dude. I'm not sad about it. What the fuck are you talking about? Do I look like I'm crying? I'm literally looking at objective things. I don't think someone, like, he's not innocent, but he doesn't deserve to be murdered. So yeah, I'm sad for his family. I'm sad for the people that care about him. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change my life whether he's dead or not. The fuck you talking about? Oh, yeah, my bad. I didn't mean you. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I was crashing out for no reason. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So what I was saying is that this type of thing transcends like party lines. Like, have you noticed this? Is like the Daily Wire released this video, and if you look down in the comments, right, like even one of the top comments that you see here.
Well, folks, we have updates.
So it's essentially he talks about how, like, I think, look, as you can tell by the title, essentially like I think the opinion that he has is that, look, it's fucked up that people are cheering about his death. And to an extent, I agree with that, right? Like, people shouldn't just be cheering someone's death. But look, I think we can talk about that in a bit. Like, there's good reason for that. But like, look at this. Like, the top comment with 13K in a Daily Wire comment section. We got conservatives and liberals hugging each other in a comment section before GTA 6. Right winger here, you were wrong, Ben. This man denied 35% of claims. One was my dead parents' heart surgery we couldn't afford. He opted to die instead of giving us the debt. And trust me, I'm getting to my point. I just want to build up this context. He had a wife and family. Yeah, bro. So did the hundreds of thousands of people who are denied healthcare and like, this is pretty crazy to think about, guys. Like, obviously Ben is just gonna say what his audience wants him to think, right? Like, they're a right-leaning institution, just like how we talk about the pearls of Fox News and CNN. Look, the Daily Wire is the exact same thing to their right-leaning audience, right? That's the most profitable way to run a fucking media business, not do the whole both sides shit that I do. Let's see. Just because the left likes something doesn't mean you have to instinctively hate it. Wake up and read the room, bro. Please tell us more, multimillionaire, about how we poor people should hate each other. And this leads to the context that I want to build up. Just so remember that comment. Your rich privilege is showing, Ben, not that good anymore at keeping the working class divided and angry at each other. This is pretty crazy to think about, right? Guys, again, right-leaning comment section like the Daily Wire. Of course, Ben Shapiro did not expect this. Of course, he said the opinions that probably a lot of his comment section was going to agree with. So what's interesting is that through this thing, right, it's just kind of like divided or got rid of the division that we commonly see between the left and the right, and kind of became more like this rich and poor discussion, right? Like this rich versus poor discussion of the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, United Healthcare, the largest private health insurance company probably in the world, and the bunch of these working class people that are, unhappy users of United Healthcare that have been denied claims left and right. But one thing that's also been interesting, so this is bringing me back to my point, is the fact that, like I said, right, a lot of personal information is starting to come out. So you're telling me Luigi Mangione, son of multimillionaires, educated at elite 40K a year private schools, then Ivy League University UPenn, executed Brian Thompson, son of working class grain stock laborer in Iowa, who attended an in-state university, then spent 20 years in the PwC trenches, eventually working his way up to CEO at United Healthcare because he's a parasite. We are making the wrong man an American sex symbol. Rest in peace, King. You deserved better. So that is an interesting point. Because Luigi Mangione, as it turns out, when you look into his family history, a couple things get revealed. Luigi Mangione's, I believe, cousin is like some government official. And it seems like Luigi Mangione family owns all of New Jersey. Please check me on this. Whereas this CEO of United Healthcare was seemingly like this working class grain stock laborer in Iowa who worked his way up, achieved the American dream to then be a CEO. So this isn't me glazing a billionaire. I'm not completely agreeing with him, but it does add a very interesting wrinkle to the story, doesn't it? I'm curious to hear the chat's thoughts. Like, bootlicker logic? Oh, get the fuck out of here. What I'm just trying to say is that I think like a lot of people are also like attaching Luigi Mangione as like this working class symbol, but that's also just not the case too. I'm gonna drink my sparkling water and wait for y'all to say what you think. I'm not gonna lie, Escobar and a bunch of war dudes were poor and worked their way up. Does that mean that they were good? No, you can't get rich over having dead people. I mean, you can, but how would that be something good? I'm not saying this is good. I'm just saying this adds a very interesting wrinkle to the story. He's like a lot of CEOs that came from nothing. I don't think it's a lot of CEOs. What I'm just trying to say is that you're right. Like I said last stream, the biggest problem in frankly any country, it is like a rich versus poor problem. If a war happens, the Congress members and their family members that vote for it, those family members and their sons and daughters aren't going to the war. It's going to be the working class people that have no fucking other option than join the military that's going to be in the front lines getting pew-pewed. Right? Like, so let's establish that. So you're saying rich, are you guys like retarded? So you're saying rich equals, when did I say that? I don't think the kid's background has anything to do with it. I don't agree with either side on this. Real change comes from okay, that's a very fair point. What I'm trying to say is that this does put a very interesting wrinkle into it. I am not saying rich equals bad. I want to be a fucking multi-millionaire. Why do you think I'm grinding content? I'll never fucking lie about that. Of course I want to be a multi-millionaire. You think I want to be fucking yelling in front of a camera at fucking 8 p.m.? Hey, thank you for joining the membership. Appreciate that. I can't believe you guys are fucking trolling me at this point. Generally speaking, the most socially progressive people come from rich households. That is absolutely true. I mean, that's why that stereotype exists, right? Of how like the most hippie-dippy looking people, like their parents work at Lockheed Martin. This is why they champion social causes, because they know they have enough money and others do not. And another also important thing to that is that it's also luxury beliefs, right? It's very easy to be democratic with other people's money, other people's problems, especially if it doesn't impact you. Bro, what state are you from? I'm from Texas. And he idolized the Unabomber. Luigi wanted to make this blow up. That's true. That is very true. Okay, so you guys all have some thoughts, but I guess what I just wanted to show you is that it does add a very interesting wrinkle to things. That's just my thing. And so another thing that I found on Twitter, and chat, follow me on Twitter. If you guys don't, I tweet fire. Trust me. Luigi Mangione's court hearing news to keep you updated. So this is interesting.
Luigi, oh my God, that's completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
So I mean, I think there's like theories floating around. Seems like he's like a scapegoat. Doesn't even seem like he's doing it, but seems like there's pretty substantial evidence that he's like the only and alleged suspect behind this. Again, you're mogging him right now. I was baiting with that. Okay, you guys just want me to crash out. I feel like you guys are at this point just baiting me, so I'll just fucking crash out. But okay, sir, Luigi the villain, keeping silent, docile like they like you to be. Doesn't matter if you or a family needs healthcare. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, I can't tell at this point if like you guys are just trolling me. Did you see Candace Owens' take? No, join the Discord and tag me in it. I'm not a simp for CEOs, but is there evidence he did any insane shit? I mean, I have to assume that like that's how they found this guy, right? And there's a lot of also kind of evidence pointing towards him. And also like how often does a rich kid's son get used as a scapegoat? Right? Like that's pretty rare. I don't know of any instances like that. Not the killer, the CEO himself. I mean, I think so I think I talked about this, but United Healthcare. I talked about this yesterday, but a year before the CEO shooting, they have been sued for like billions or millions at least because they've been I guess what was they're alleging that the company uses artificial intelligence AI to deny coverage to some elderly patients. And it showed that the algorithm has a 90% error rate. That's fucking insane. I said this yesterday, but imagine making a goddamn AI algorithm, like spending a substantial resources to build that out just to make it more efficient to deny people's claims with a 90% error rate. That's fucking insane. Again, stands for getting every nickel. No wonder he sucks up for billionaires. Okay, I know you're trolling at that point. Okay, so these are kind of like his photos getting apprehended. What the fuck? Luigi Mangione, he's now verified on X? Bro, he has 342K followers. Last night, literally 24 hours ago, we checked it. He had 250K. No one really cares whether the suspect is the correct person or not. Half the people are saying murder is wrong, and the other half are saying it was deserved. Yeah, that's true. I read that claim, but I saw that, and it seems fucking insane. But apparently, this claim hasn't even been proven right or wrong yet. Yes, it's just like an alleged lawsuit, it seems like. It's kind of like people are waiting for someone to come along and change things. Luigi is that person now. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad what he did. That's a really good point. Like, I think... like, isn't this crazy how this has been talked about more than like the Trump assassination when that shit happened? Like, I feel like the Trump assassination thing only was like in the headlines for like 3 days. And that was like the incoming president. I know he wasn't that at the time, but like that was insane. Like that motherfucker was supposed to die. Bro reads everyone's comments but mine. Oh, shut up. Devil's advocate, don't physicians have a monetary incentive to overcharge insurance companies by going overboard on care? That is also true. But I think also a lot of just prices are just set by the insurance companies. Like doctors get paid out by insurance companies, you know? Also, I feel like the focus is shifting away from thorough investigation and toward a hasty conclusion. This approach undermines accountability. We need a more comprehensive review of the case overall. Yeah, because that's true, right? Like, he is still just an alleged suspect, right? Like, he's no way confirmed that he is. Seems like there is substantial evidence to conclude that he is, but, you know, like, we don't know yet. And there was something interesting that I wanted to watch, and I had this saved. And do you guys know
Luigi
who
Mangione, the alleged killer
Breaking Point is? I kind of wanted to react to this video because she provides a bit of some commentary on the healthcare stuff, and I kind of wanted to watch it for part of like this research that I'm doing. Again, your forehead is longer than your streams. Get the fuck out of here. Ugh. Okay, let's watch this shit.
United Healthcare CEO Luigi Mangione, the alleged killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, wanted to send a message to the world. That much is clear. Police found bullet casings with the words deny, defend, and depose. His backpack was found in Central Park, stuffed with Monopoly money. When police arrested him at a Pennsylvania McDonald's, he was in possession of a manifesto that read in part, quote, "I do apologize for any..."
And we read that manifesto yesterday, so if you want to check that out, just watch or tune into the live.
For trauma, but it had to be done. These parasites had it coming. Even louder than this message, though, was the public response to the.
So it seems like, oh yeah. So I also another thing too that I guess obviously kind of like points to him is that I believe in his backpack was this manifesto. So like, look, I think he knew he was gonna get caught. I'm sure he was trying to, escape as long as possible. He's wearing the same clothes that, that is shown in the CCTV. I guess wasn't he found like in a McDonald's or something, right?
Cold-blooded, broad daylight murder of a CEO. From TikTok to Facebook to the Ben Shapiro comment section, Americans of all political ideologies and backgrounds came together to express their utter and complete disgust at a healthcare.
And you know what? I just thought about like how she just mentioned, right? How both like all political like spectrum is kind of like united in this, right? It's not really like a left or right issue. I guess like the reason why is like everybody's affected by it versus like let's say like the Trump assassination attempt, right? Like you have people like Destiny saying that bystanders should have been killed, right? There is really no kind of politics behind healthcare. Like everybody's getting fucked in the ass by it.
System that they experience as violent, which treats their lives as just as disposable as Mangione treated Brian Thompson's life. Their disgust, by the way, it's well-founded. Here in the U.S., we don't really have a healthcare system. We have a profit-maximizing, price gouging system. Your health is at best incidental. Among wealthy nations, we spend more per capita than any other nation by a long shot.
Isn't that crazy, guys? Like we spend, like I don't know if you guys can like see this, but like, do you guys see that? Like health spending per capita. It says $12,000 per capita. The next closest one is the UK with, oh, no. I think the next closest one is the Germany, I believe, with like around 7,000.
We should have the best healthcare on the planet and the healthiest population. But of course, the reality is out of these same wealthy nations, we also have the lowest life expectancy.
We spend the most on healthcare, but have the lowest health expectancy. That's fucking crazy if you think about it. And it's not even like close too, right? It's like our life expectancy is 76, whereas United Kingdom, which is like the second least, 80, 81, Germany, 81. And again, right, these are large, wealthy countries. Japan, my other home country, our life expectancy is almost 8 years above. Like 84.5. Fucking Japanese people are healthy as shit, man. We walk, we eat good. We're also amazing, like while the US, like what's seemingly with all the fucking resources and healthcare and all these things that we have, 76. That's actually kind of crazy.
The UK is the second worst.
I thought it has due to medical access because people are overweight, but that's also kind of part of like this funnel that's going on, right? Like our food is shit. Like if you look at the EU, they ban like almost all the chemicals that we have like present in our foods, all the preservatives, all the chemical bullshit. A lot of countries won't accept the meat that we would export. I mean, do you guys read your like nutrition labels when you go to the store? I hope you guys all eat healthy. If you guys can afford it, get organic as much as possible. Eat grass-fed, natural beef. Like, if it comes in a box, it's bullshit. And if you go to another country, there's way less of those things. And even if there is junk food, that food and the ingredients that you have is way different. The best example, guys, is take a look at your ketchup bottle, your normal Heinz ketchup bottle. In the US, you'll find like 20, 50 different ingredients, most of it names that you can't even pronounce or understand what it is. Whereas if you have the exact same brand Heinz ketchup bottle, right? Probably the most well-known, cheap, ketchup brand there is. You'll have completely different ingredients. I'll show you. I've talked about this many times. UK versus, okay, let's just even use the UK, right? Look at this. You see this? Look at this. And this is probably even worse. Like, I've seen way worse. tomato concentrate. Like, it's not even real tomato. Like, it's just distilled corn syrup. Like, what the fuck is corn syrup doing? And then look at the UK. I mean, even the color looks different. Tomatoes, vinegar, like all things that you would expect, like it makes up ketchup, right? Like, why are this corn syrup bullshit in there? Because the profit is in the processing. So, like, my whole point is that yes, we can talk about the obesity, but that is part of like this healthcare system. In order to spend as much as we do on healthcare, that also means more profit. And that also comes in conjunction that these healthcare systems work with our food system. That's why we have so much corn syrup bullshit. That's why fucking 40% of our population is overweight. Chat, if you guys are part of my chat, I hope you guys are working out, because that's also a thing that you have to do in America if you also want to maintain a steady weight. You can't just like exist and be healthy like in some countries like Japan, because you walk around more, you just have general exercise, right? Like throughout your day, versus like America, right? Based on like if you're a student, if the type of work that you do, you're probably just sitting on your fucking ass all day. And if you eat shit food, yeah, no fucking shit, we're going to be fat as fuck, because it's also designed to keep us that way. In Brazil, they also use the same messed up ingredients as in the US. I will say it's a lot better though. Like, for example, like organic, for example, isn't even really like a thing in other countries, is because the meat is, or the produce is already organic. All you motherfuckers talking about corn syrup being a talking point? What the fuck? Yes, because corn syrup is it causes high inflammation. It's not real. Like, sugar that you eat from natural sugars like fruit is completely different from corn syrup bullshit. I eat healthy, but doing trend is not healthy? What the hell does that mean? We also lost the art of cooking in our culture. Most cultures will cook every night. That's also true. All right, let's keep going.
And their citizens live on average nearly half a decade longer than we do. We are having entire years of our lives stolen from us. Now, sometimes the problems with having a system built around profit instead of around health can feel kind of abstract. But a recent New York Times investigation into
Okay, I need to take a shit, not even gonna lie. It just like hit me. Let me start a poll. Don't leave. Don't leave. I'm gonna ask you something. Who here works out every week? No, don't leave. Don't leave. All right, I'm gonna ask you this question, and if you say no to this, you can leave, and you can leave and probably go to the fucking gym. But I'm gonna go take a shit. I'll be right back. Poop cam when the stream is fire. I'm like yapping. I'm like crashing out too much. You guys have baited me too much. I think it's like tensing me up. And all right, I'll be right back. We're gonna finish this video. In the meanwhile, answer that poll, and also join the Discord or tag me on Twitter on shit that we should be reacting to. Bye. Yo, my fault. My fault. Oh, Jesus, bro. It's crazy how I was just like talking about food. And I just had to fucking just shit. How did he shit so fast? Man, I told y'all to fucking stay and just 20% of y'all just said peace. Did he wipe? Were you fighting for my life? I'm not gonna lie, chat. I shit pretty quick. I'm not even gonna lie, like I fucking shit like instantly. Yeah, I washed my hands, everything. Log check, I ain't gonna lie, it was not a log. Was it an ass splitter? I 100% watched, but Loki, it was not a log. That's all I'll say, man. Literally just talked about fucking American food. Okay, 58% of you guys work out. So 6 out of 10 of you guys work out. So I'm gonna take it as the 40% of you guys who said no are the ones who fucking left. Can we get back to the point of the video? All right, shut up. Shut up.
Methadone clinics dug deep into the way that these sick incentives can play out in the real world. These clinics are a sort of microcosm of the way that profit motive perverts every corner of our healthcare system. So here is that backstory. Acadia Healthcare is a large hospital chain started by a former financier that has aggressively moved into the addiction recovery space in
also, have you guys noticed that everything that's like wrong with our country starts with like private equity?
recent years after purchasing a for-profit chain of 165 methadone clinics from the private equity firm Bain Capital. Between the financier founder and the private equity connection, I'm sure you already feel really great about the care that these chains provide. Now, at these methadone clinics, recovering opioid addicts can receive a daily dose of the narcotic methadone to help curb their cravings for more damaging opioids like heroin and fentanyl. These clinics are, of course, heavily regulated by state and federal authorities. But according to the Times,
so methadone, guys, is like what they use to treat opioid addictions.
Acadia uses all kinds of lies and tricks to skirt the rules and to juice their profits. As reported by the Times in their piece, Fraud and Fakery at the country's largest chain of methadone clinics, Acadia's clinics aggressively push quantity over quality.
And that's exactly the problem with American healthcare. Quantity over quality. You know, like that's kind of crazy to think about. It's healthcare.
The more patients they take on and the more cups of methadone they hand out, the greater their insurance and federal government reimbursements. Now, I'm sure you can imagine the sort of behavior that this drives. Staff are overloaded, they're underpaid, they have massive caseloads that they cannot possibly handle. They take on patients who are not even opioid addicts to be able to fill out their quotas. They routinely falsify records in order to meet federal and state guidelines, which require that the cup of methadone come with a certain amount of counseling.
Are you guys listening? Or do I need to put like Subway Surfers?
And therapy. One staff member, for example, bragged that if they even said hello to a patient, they counted that as one of those mandatory therapy sessions. Now, I'll note here an Acadian spokesperson denies these allegations as they operate in compliance with all rules and regulations. The methadone business, though, has proven quite profitable for Acadia, as the federal government has gotten more serious about dealing with opioid addiction following a drug company-fueled
Okay, we can keep going. You guys are distracted. Chat, what is Gen's view on this issue? To sum it up, if you're talking about Luigi fucking whatever the fuck name, I mean, dude, you can't justify someone's murder, right? It has gotten a lot of people to talk about it. Makes sense when one of his biggest influences is the Unabomber. It's a very interesting case study because this guy usually doesn't fit like the profile of a shooter, right? Someone who's Ivy League educated, like the Unabomber. Someone with a high IQ, like the Unabomber. Someone who had a personal gripe with the company involved, right? He had chronic back pain. His mom was suffering a lot with chronic pain, but was getting denied by United Healthcare. And I guess he saw the virtue in using violence to get people to talk about stuff. Because he's accomplished that. the CEO guy, he's definitely not innocent. Even if he's a fucking son of a working class grain stock laborer in Iowa, he's definitely not innocent, but he doesn't deserve to be murdered. People shouldn't be celebrating his death because ultimately that's not going to change what healthcare is. It has to come from legislation. It has to come from actual changes that happen, not just a martyr dying. That's probably what I'll say about it. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? Again, you're a great journalist. I appreciate what you do. Thank you. Now, you don't have to give in to the ADHD viewers, but it's your stream. I've seen some vile stuff of people who supported the assassin. We live in wild times. Like, it's crazy. You can't, like, once we're just, like, justifying murder, like, that's crazy. Right? Again, he's not innocent. This guy isn't innocent. But he was innocent when he was just walking around. At the end of the day, he's just doing his job too. All right? Let's not equate him to like he's a Pablo Escobar. I don't think that's accurate. That's why you can't have vigilante justice. Exactly. Because what if vigilante justice becomes, we're going to kill anyone whose name starts with a G. So Griffin Archer, you're fucked. Gen, you're fucked. Who the fuck made, what the hell? Who the hell made my account? What the fuck? Someone really just made a fucking fake account. Oh my god. That low-key scared the shit out of me for a sec. Like, did I just get fucking hacked? Oh my god. That scared me. Okay. Guys, anyone been tagging me and shit that I should look at? Let's see. Let's take a look into Discord. Okay, let's see here. Scapegoat. Don't you think if Mangione really wanted to kill him, he would just hire a hitman instead of doing it himself? He isn't poor or that dumb. How hard is it for the FBI or something to plant evidence? Maybe he was just a doppelganger. That sounds pretty insane to me, bro. Especially when he talks about taking matters into your own hands. When he was just heading to court saying that, like yelling to media that like, you guys are all cowards or something like that. You guys are insulting the intelligence of the American people. What incentive will the FBI have for that? Yeah, I mean, he had the damn pistol on him. Yeah, have you read the he's. Have you read the manifesto? He's no Ted. Why do you say that, Christopher? I did read the manifesto yesterday. Don't you think that violence is never the answer is a luxury belief? I never said it's never not the answer. Because oftentimes you do. Especially in a country like America, you do have to enact some violence. Self-defense can sometimes resort to violence. Like, if someone came after me, trying to fuck me up, I'm going to use every fucking violence that I know in the souls of my body to fuck that motherfucker up. Or if someone came for my family, yeah, violence is justified. If someone came to rob my house in the middle of the street, you goddamn know I'm going to use my motherfucking gun and stand my ground. So, no, violence isn't. I'm not saying that violence is not never the answer, because it clearly is. But, like, what is this going to lead to? I don't know. Maybe we'll see a revolution. But let's be real. Like, it would only change through legislation, right? And maybe awareness is that first step. Maybe sometimes it does take something drastic and radical to change some things, right? Because unless you don't, like, things will stay in the status quo. CEO's gonna think twice. Maybe. Violence isn't the answer, it's the question, and the answer is yes. Yeah, I wonder why he kept the gun and stuff on him unless he was going for another target. I mean, I don't know. I think the whole conspiracy around it wasn't even him. I mean, I guess who knows, right? That's what the court system is for. So we can see he's just the alleged shooter at the moment. Luigi Mangione, who was arrested and charged with murder in the shooting death of United Healthcare, once belonged to a group of Ivy League gamers who played assassins in the game. Okay. That's so what the fuck. This is the most inconstant. What, how's this? Who wrote this article? Honestly, I mean, Zach, the fact that you even screenshotted this, like, oh my god, evidence. What kind of dumb shit is this? Who gives a fuck? It's like saying that like the 6,000 school shooter used to play Call of Duty when he was a middle schooler. It's a joke. I know. I'm fucking with you too. Doesn't add up. Oh, I saw this. Yeah, I was talking about this to start off the stream. Born into a wealthy family, attends $40K a year private school, becomes valedictorian, earns a bachelor's and master's in computer science by 26. No criminal record, no behavioral red flags, clean slate, sharp dress, photogenic, chat, and active on social media. Vacations abroad, post polished photos, looks like he's thriving, lands internships, and builds a resume that screams success. Spends free time exploring AI, mushrooms, and self-optimization trends. Writes a good review on Ted K, the Unabomber. Sprinkles in safe, edgy, joins the professional world, follows the system script perfectly, no signs of instability, just another rising star in the tech scene, disappears from friends for 3 months, kills United Healthcare CEO. What happened, bros? Interesting. I don't know. But then again, right? Like, yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, I think that's what makes this interesting. I think that's why everybody's talking about it, is that he doesn't fit the common profile. Whereas, like, the Unabomber, right? Like, this guy was subject. Do you guys, okay, type a one in the chat for those who actually know what I'm talking to when I reference the Unabomber. One, okay, you guys all know. There's been tons of documentaries on him. Yeah, he went to Harvard. But I think with the Unabomber, there's even something different in the sense that he was part of UK Ultra. UK Ultra experiments done by the CIA. Essentially, he was so smart that CIA took him in to see how they can brainwash him. Essentially, a brainwashing psychological experiment that the CIA did. MK Ultra, my fault. MK Ultra. So, like, you can kind of point to that of, like, what made such a smart, genius level mathematics student at Harvard turn wild. But there is some kind of weird thing. Some people say, like, he had chronic back pain, and that made him unable to fuck girls, or made him crazy. But I mean, that's I don't know. It is a strong jump to go from disappears for 3 months to then killing the fucking CEO. Those points are like headlines of a story. The problem is the devil is in the details. What does that have to do with effing what? Oh yeah. I mean, you got to put your back into it when you fuck, you know? Like, if you're a guy, you got to put some back into it. So yeah, there is something to it. All right. Bro, Def leans left. I dug into the origin story of the 3D printed gun found on alleged. Isn't that crazy? You can 3D print a gun. United Healthcare CEO shooter Luigi Mangione, an acronym for Freeman Don't Ask, released by the. What the fuck is this talking about? Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Like, anytime there's gonna be like some like marquee prominent shooting, it's always gonna be some like debate about gun control. But I think for me, the whole gun control, like, look, the biggest thing about the whole gun control debate is that it's fucking useless. America's never going to get rid of its guns. People always point to the example of like, well, Australia had successful buyback programs, but then you have to look at like America. Like gun control is so embedded within us, right? There's people who do it as a hobby, shoot guns at a gun range, hunting animals, whatever it might be, protection, right? Like it's so embedded. It's literally a part of our constitutional right to have it. So like this whole gun control thing is like a fucking waste of time. I think there should be more extensive gun, like for example, background checks, but even if you had like this government buyback program for guns, there's gonna be even more guns that are now gonna be made or sold or transacted in the black market. Like guns are just never gonna go away. They even say like there's even more guns than people in America. Like it's just like a waste of time. You know what I mean? Okay, but if you want to add more stuff, either tag me on Twitter or okay, also okay, a little side note, I do want to talk about this because I tweeted this right before I hopped on live. Okay, who saw this? Type a one for those who saw this or know who this person is. Lily Phillips. Hint hint, it's OF, an OF model. And apparently there's like a documentary on her. I'm a type of 3, bro. Yeah, she's the prong girl. This will be just a slight detour. It's just like so interesting. I'm not a gooner. Good. Guys, you guys are all passing the test. I know you guys all probably know who she is, but you guys are just pretending. 1,000 dudes in 24 hours. Yes, that's the girl.
I think I had a yum yum, and then I think I had a sandwich, and that was kind of, and then the rest.
When was the last time you ate?
I think I had a yum yum, and I think I had a sandwich, and that was kind of, and then the rest. It's not for the weak, girls. If I'm honest, it was hard.
So pay attention to this. Like, do you see like this emotional reaction? Like, this is from after sleeping with 100 men.
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like...
Bro, she has tears in her eyes.
It's kind of like being a pro in a sense of...
What do you mean kind of like being a pro? Like, yeah, no... like, no shit.
Like, it's just a different...
Yeah, she's traumatized.
Feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like...
How do you explain that? You just
It's
got
not
fucking
like
100 dicks pummeled in you.
Just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
So that's crazy, right? Guys, like what era are we living in right now where like she's obviously doing this for content, right? This whole 100 men in a 24-hour span, like it's probably made her millions by this point. You have men flying from different countries to sleep with her. But I saw this like quote tweet from some random fucking person, right? And they said, just watch the full doc and men flying from different countries to sleep with her. A man being so shaken afterwards that he couldn't even hold up a water bottle to his face. Her full on shedding tears after this clip. Male sexuality is so destructive. What? Why is that the take after something like seeing a clip like that? Like, what? You see this clip of someone who's clearly traumatized due to the consequences of her own free will and decisions. It's not like 100 men just flew out of nowhere to like on her. You know what I mean? Like, she set this up. She has producers. She's making a fucking documentary. She's posting this so she can continue to make millions. This was done with free will. She doesn't need to do 100. Do 10. And this is the conclusion? It's like Quote tweeted this too. And I was like, how the hell is that the conclusion that male sexuality is destructive? She was the one hosting the fuck fest, right? Like, am I missing something here? If anything, this just shows the power of female sexuality. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, like it just sometimes like Twitter makes me so angry. It's like it's not healthy. But anyways, let's keep looking at some Luigi Mangione shit. Let's see. Wow, now everybody's talking about that. Chat, tag me on some Luigi Mangione shit. Discord. See, are people already moving on? Are people already just like, fuck this? We're done. What's crazy is how did he just get blue check verified? Does he like, I guess he has access to his phone and he just did it? 366 followers. That's crazy. Okay, actually, one thing that I want to talk about is how, I mean, this is actually a really good segue to how we just talked about that OF girl, right? The one with the 100 dicks in her. It's very interesting to see, right? Like the male simpery that goes on for someone like that. Like it said, right? People flew from different countries to do this. But what it also shows in this whole kind of Luigi Mangione thing is also female simps. Have you guys ever noticed why like girls love the whole true crime, serial killer, like crime murder documentaries? Like I bet you, like we see all those docs all the time on Netflix. I bet you if you saw like the audience breakdown, it'll probably be majority female who watches that shit. Have you guys ever wondered why? Right? Someone like that could be the biggest threat to them. Serial killers that have specifically targeted women, right? Like Ted Bundy. There are serial killers that specifically target young women. And probably the biggest threat to women is men. UHC CEOs, United Healthcare CEO's shooter's defense attorney admitted on CNN that there have been people reaching out to his office to pay for Luigi Mangione's legal defense. I will bet you a lot of fucking money that a lot of them are girls. Did you guys know that Ted Bundy didn't even get married when he was like having life in prison? There were like tons of examples of serial killers that get love letters, that get offers for marriage from women after committing the most heinous acts against humanity. The difference between threat and pain is where adventure lives for both men and women. Interesting point, Christopher. Not gonna lie, Ted Bundy was a bigger weirder than Luigi. Yes, of course, I'm not calling Luigi a serial killer. This isn't serial killer activity, but he is a murderer. If it allegedly. Hybristophilia? What does that mean? Hybristophilia. Hybristophilia is a paraphilia or sexual interest in people who have committed crimes. A sexual attraction to people who committed crimes, cheated, lied, or known to have been unfaithful. Very interesting. I've never heard of that. It's just so interesting that just how there's obviously common male simps that will fly to go fuck a OF girl. You also then see the reverse of female simps over an alleged murderer, oftentimes confirmed murderers. There is something to that, right? So I told you guys all these things that I'm like exploring around. They're all coming together. Do you guys see how I start forming these videos? Like, that is interesting, no? Maybe I talk about that in the video. Also, guys, if you guys have been tuning in right now, like the stream and leave a comment on the stream. This helps like get it pushed. Like, I'm sure you guys started tuning into this. The 180 of you that's been in here strong. because you guys maybe saw like an existing live that's already been recorded. Am I not cooking with this? It is, but I don't think they're correlated. Okay. Maybe it's a bad time to ask for a like, but no, I say it on business. I think there's a connection there. I think the fact people are parading him so much is because people in America have been done wrong. But yes, that is true. But you also have started seeing a bunch of like these tweets, and maybe a lot of this is for comedic effect. But there's a lot of girls that are like, oh my God, he's so attractive. Like, there's also that. Like, he's not just being paraded as a symbol against the big corporations in the messed up system that American healthcare is. There's also a lot of people that are looking at him as like a sex symbol. There is. Again, can you sum up your perspective for people who just joined? No, brother, you just got to watch the stream. You're sort of making a relationship where I don't think one strongly exists. I mean, of course, like you guys also have to I'm comparing extremes here though, because most men aren't simps, right? But there's also a lot of people that are. And I think it's definitely far less of a number of female simps that are simping for these murderers. But it's interesting to see that exists. The guy is attractive, wealthy, dangerous, and gives no Fs. That's essentially the female fantasy right there. Yeah, like think about it. Like think about all the female fantasy books, right? Like the most famous example is probably 50 Shades of Grey. It's not like some submissive guy that they're fantasizing about. It's like some wealthy, isn't it like some wealthy CEO guy that's like dominant? I mean, ladies, you let me know. I'm not the one reading these sort of things. There is something interesting there. That homicidal Riz. It's something that's been around for the past few years just because they look good and they're dangerous, like all those criminal TikTokers. That one that ran over a family a while ago. What the hell? There's never a justification of murder besides self-defense, but it's not like he did it to the best guy ever. And the U.S. has a problem of not having subsidized healthcare, which would be better. Yeah, I agree. I think there might be something because when we just had that one grainy photo from CCTV and people were calling him fine. Chat, am I cooking now? I'm writing shit down. I'm starting to get a feeling of how I want this story to go. One storyline will be okay. I'm starting to cook here. I'm starting to get a good sense of how this is gonna go. Interviews. Just bear with me for a sec. I'm starting to connect the dots. Yeah, the whole I can fix some shit. But it's way more complex than a fantasy the woman has control, so there's a sense of catharsis. And I think that's actually exactly why a lot of, non-crazy women also like true crime shit. I think there is like this sense of security that you get hearing about murder. Ooh, let me sip and hear about this gruesome acts of humanity while I sip my hot chocolate in a warm blanket. In the comfort of my own home, I get to hear the most disgusting, heinous examples of pure evil and sinisterism and psychopathy in the comfort of my own home. There is something to that. Again, bro, the thing is, it's online. I swear to you, if people like Ted Bundy met these women in real life, they would not be the same way. Yes, of course. And I'm talking about the most extremes of people, but you also have to understand, why do girls love this true crime shit in the comfort of their own homes? I think there is something in there, right? I'm not saying most women like actual murderers. Of course not. Of course not. Right? That goes against every evolutionary bone in their body. But they They like reading about it. They like hearing about podcast breakdowns on the mind of Ted Bundy in the comfort of their homes, and a 7 series on the Menendez brothers on how they fucking murder their parents. And I know that was a very complex case, but there is something to that. All these women mainly like the idea of liking someone like that, but not for reals, because they think it's a taboo thing, goes against the system, which makes them feel unique. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's as excuses that. Let's keep going though. Just an interesting thought. I used to listen to serial killer podcasts at work as a surreal deep dive into the mind. I'm a man though. Thankful it was more about how to notice signs in people. Nah, Posse, you're just getting bricked up at work. Listening to serial killers. Quit playing. I'm fucking with you. Okay, anyway. I'm kidding. All right, let's move on, right? Let's look at murder. Jordan Peter says an old lecture on women liking cowboys and pirates for a psychological reason. Dark romance is great. See, Jenna is fucking all over that shit. Also, in real life, Luigi is much more awkward than fantasy Luigi. I'm sure of that. Luigi Mangione's manifesto includes a superficially damning claim. However, it's wrong. Want to understand why the U.S. spends so much on healthcare to get such poor results? Read this thread to see the greatest and most unknown analysis of U.S. healthcare ever done. Frankly, these parasites simply had it coming. A reminder, the U.S. is the #1 most expensive healthcare system in the world. This is Luigi Mangione's manifesto. Yet we rank roughly number 42 in life expectancy. We did see that, right? Even in the YouTube video. Let's look at it. Healthcare spending in all countries tracks income. The richer a country is, the more they spend on healthcare. That makes sense. The U.S. is the richest country in the world and spends the most on healthcare. The U.S. spends more on healthcare because it consumes more. The richer a country is, the more healthcare it consumes. Given more money, people simply consume more healthcare? That's not right. That's simply not right. Chat, am I missing something here? That's not right. That's a very simplified look at looking at things. The U.S. spends more on healthcare because it consumes more? No, that's not true. Stat has low sample size. Oh yeah, I bet. Okay, let's keep reading. The evidence that U.S. healthcare is uniquely expensive is weak. All goods cost more in richer countries. In richer countries, human time is more about. Does healthcare in the U.S. cost more? Yes, but not in any way that wouldn't be predicted by its wealth. But then why is this such a disproportionately longer amount? Or like a larger amount? This guy's just trying to be a contrarian just to be a contrarian. All wealthy countries have more of the economy consumed by healthcare. The richer a country is, the higher percentage of that country is employed in healthcare, and the more they are paid. Nothing unique about the U.S. The U.S. is just rich. Yes, U.S. like salaries are like the highest in the world. But it's also, again, like a lot of the bureaucratic bullshit that gets added layers in the U.S. with private insurance. Profit margin and compensation in healthcare aren't high. Healthcare in the U.S. is not especially profitable compared to other sectors, nor is there anything out of line with how U.S. providers are compensated, again, relative to U.S. wealth. Okay, that's interesting. But then what is it looking at? Hospital, nursing, and residential care factories. Yeah, you're looking at hospitals, nursing, and residential care facilities, dummy. But then what if you look at insurance companies? Dude, this whole thread is completely incorrect. He's just cherry picking data to become a contrarian. I'm going to talk about this dumb fuck. Like, what is he talking about? Like, what? Like, am I missing something here? Bro wants to be the next healthcare CEO. He probably does. Money has diminishing returns on its ability to extend life. No, but that's not the problem. That's such a simplified way of looking at it. The fact is, wait, that's so stupid. So if we are the richest and we spend the most, shouldn't we then have at least like comparable numbers? But we're half a decade lower than like the next closest, which is the UK, and we spend the most. What the fuck is he talking about? That data correlation is so weak, bro. The US is uniquely drug addicted, violent, and fat. Why do you think that is? The US has shorter life expectancy due to the behavioral choices of its residents. That's insane. So he's essentially saying because of all that, why do you think we have obesity? And do you think violence, like in murders versus like, let's say other countries, skews that statistic even more? Why is he making it seem like we're living in a country just all fat people that are fucking killing each other? The fuck is he talking about? Money alone can't solve obesity or gunshot. Dude, all of the above graphs and data come from an anonymous economics. Okay, I need to look at some replies here. Like, is anyone debunking this shit? How do you look at replies? Why does Twitter sometimes make it so hard to like look at shit like that? Okay, this is also a great example. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna look into that because I'm gonna use this probably as like an example of like. Chat. I mean, you guys read the same thing? Obesity exists sometimes because of food deserts, which results from a lack of money. That is also very true. I've been to some of like the poorest cities in America to do videos, and it's like you can't get a good meal there. It's like all fucking like, for example, these border towns. I was just in Loretto. I was just in Eagle Pass. Dude, you cannot get a healthy meal there. It's like all fucking fast food. You'll see every fast food like restaurant that you've ever. I saw a Long John Silver's. When's the last time you saw a Long John Silver's? Who the fuck eats at a Long John Silver's? Do they not have grocery stores? But that's also the thing too. Yes, they have grocery stores, but they didn't have like a Whole Foods. They had like grocery stores, but like not many people also have time to cook a meal every night. I guess the biggest thing about food deserts is also just like convenience. If like the convenient like way to eat and consume your calories is like bullshit, that's gonna make it easy to consume bullshit. Hey, is it all right if you link that? Yeah, guys, yes, please look into it. Let's fucking collectively roast this shit. It makes no sense. Again, to look at replies, you hit the hours, minutes, day part of a Twitter post. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Let's take a look at some of the replies. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this guy's just saying that the feds wrote this. I don't know. I guess everyone's glazing the shit out of him. Interesting. Huh. Just don't harass the guy. Yeah, don't harass the guy. To that point, I don't think those graphs are inherently wrong, but given the wealth disparity we see in America, the overall quality of our healthcare may not reflect what the whole country can afford. That is very true. That is also very true. Well said. Can we have a lesson on how life expectancy is calculated? Isn't it just taking an average of when people die? Either average or median? I don't know. Hmm. Okay, I need to look closer into that, but it seems like bullshit. Okay, let's take a look. Luigi Mangione. What else is going on? This is the funniest fucking tweet, bro. Like a true Italian, Luigi Mangione's fatal error as an assassin was giving himself away by stopping to flirt with the cashier at the cafe before going to work. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, actually, this is kind of hilarious. Have you guys been following the whole like Daniel Penny situation? So to give a synopsis on that, Daniel Penny was a former Marine that was riding the subways in New York. There's this other guy named Jordan Neely who's been arrested like 60 different times. Essentially came into his subway car where Daniel Penny was and announced that he's going to fucking kill everybody in the subway. So I guess Daniel Penny, before seeing what that guy was actually going to do, or he was just talking shit, put him in a chokehold, apprehended him. Other people were there, like trying to help him, making sure because they also didn't want to fucking die or even take that risk. And it seems like Jordan Neely ended up dying, and hence led to a big court case. And they were able to now just find him in criminal court, that he was not guilty. But then this whole Luigi Mangione thing happened, and I feel like this has kind of dominated the headlines. Okay. See, like you see shit like this. I have been dreaming and fantasizing in love with Luigi Mangione. I'm telling y'all. There's shit like this that you see. I told you. See? Hmm. Okay, interesting. This is Oh, I like this tweet. This is actually the same guy who was talking about that data, but I do agree with this. Everyone is going to argue about whether Luigi Mangione was left wing or right wing, but highly intelligent people, particularly those with the pathology that would permit cold blooded murder, often don't fit into tight boxes. So, chat, if you're moderate, you're a Chad based smart person. Do you think this will spark copycat killers to lash out at CEOs of companies that are poorly perceived in the public eye? I think it definitely will. Just like how he was influenced by the Unabomber. Different. I mean, he was reading a ton, right? I'm sure, he even referenced the Unabomber in his manifesto if I'm correct. Definitely. Luigi's the extreme end of horseshoe theory where the far left touches the far right. The Nazis were in that category. But I guess, is he far? I mean, would you classify him as far left? I think that's exactly what I agree with is like, I don't think you can put him in any of these boxes. Most people aren't real moderates. That's probably why Destiny hates the term. Chat, I'm curious. Do you guys view me as like a moderate? I'd like to think so. I'm curious on what you guys think as someone who's watched me many times, who's watching me now, probably dissecting me. Yeah, I know the horseshoe theory, but I don't know if it applies in this sense because can you classify him as extreme? I guess this action was very extreme. Yeah, I prefer the word independent too, man. It's like even moderate just comes with so much like I feel like a cuck even calling myself a centrist now too. You know what I mean? Doesn't like centrist kind of sound cucky? I'm a centrist. You know what I'm saying? It does sound a little cucky. And I hate that. And I think independence the way to go, chat. I'm a centrist. Moderate low-key kind of sound like in terms of the tiers, like centrist sounds very cucky. Moderate's next. I think independent is the base one. Bro, what is he talking about? Okay. I'm a gentrist. All right, bro. Chill on the glaze, bro. Moderate sounds beta. Moderate sounds. Damn well Jackie. Damn well Jackie loves Luigi Mangione. She's listening to true crime podcasts. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know you. Gentrist. That's funny. I'm independent on card. Centrist sounds ultra beta. It does. Yeah, fence setter. Fence sitter. All right, let's keep going. That's crazy. He just became a premium subscriber, so now he's just like receiving hella ad revenue right now. With all these people that are like going on his profile. His old tweets probably blowing the fuck up. I forgot how horny everyone is. As soon as someone murders a CEO of the largest insurance company, everyone's just horny. What's a hard right socially and center left economically? I wonder if that exists. That's a good question. I'm black. I'm back, so what's up? Sorry for last time. No, you're good, Florian. Just don't get banned. See, and also the thing about centrist is that it's so different in each country, right? A centrist in Brazil is different than a centrist in the US versus a centrist in Spain, right? Because it's all like if you're going to put centrist, that means you're in the middle of whatever spectrum in the scale that is. That's why I think independent fits a lot more, because independent just depends on the historical context. Because maybe I might be more right if I lived in Spain. Maybe I might be more left if I lived in Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah, and it was even different 10 years ago. That's a great point, Quentin or Kuzian. But a gentrist is the same everywhere. Gen dependent. A centrist 10 years ago is right wing now. Yeah, probably. I think that's right. Again, have you seen Ugandan policies on LGBTQs? Is that the clip where they say, "Why are you gay?" Was that in Uganda? Wouldn't that be like tribe rules, traditional values, and sharing money throughout the coming of your family? Centrist in the USA is different from other centrists in the USA. Could be far right on some issues, far left on others, and be centrist and vice versa. Yeah, chat. You know what? We're gonna ban the word centrist now. I don't want me or my audience being associated with a bunch of cucks. You know, guys, we're not cucks. We're not cuckservatives. We're not libtards. We're independents. We're gentrists. No, okay, that was cringe. But you know what I mean? No more centrist. We don't call ourselves centrists anymore. Chat, we're making a new lane. He spread his butt cheeks live. It was great. Chill out. Free thinker is low-key guy too. The radical car guy says we are strong independent. All right, radical. But you know how hard far right sounds? It's the least cucky thing you could find. All right. Chat, are you guys having fun? I'm just like kind of doubling up my time right now. I'll be researching, formulating my thoughts, and just talking with y'all. Also, guys, fucking follow me on Twitter or Instagram. And also, I need new mods. The mods just leave out of nowhere. And as soon as I say a fucking social media, they're not spamming links like we should. Maybe I could wait. Can I pin a comment? Is that possible? Yes, William. A little late. A little late, but you know, at least you pulled through. Okay. Yeah, you know what? This is kind of interesting. Like I keep pointing parallels to the Trump assassination because I will always say this, and this doesn't matter if you voted for Trump or not or fucking hated the guy. Like, it is crazy how that assassination wasn't talked about more, and even today, it's like completely gone from the consciousness of discourse. This is actually very interesting. The more we learn about Luigi Mangione, the more frustrated we become about how little we know about the two. Yeah, there was 2 assassination attempts in Trump. Like, that's kind of crazy to think about. But like, look at the shitload of things that we already know in a span of like 48 hours once we knew this alleged shooter that we finally figured out who it was. Is that pretty privilege? Because like let's be real. Let's compare murderers. In the spirit of true crime, let's compare murderers. What the? I don't even know the fucking guy's name that tried to assassinate Trump. What the fuck is his name? Yeah, what? Matthew Crook, Thomas Matthew Cripps. Did any of you guys know off the top of your head? Let's be honest. Luigi's mogging the shit out of Thomas. Okay, this is insane. What the fuck are we doing on this stream? We're literally fucking comparing the looks of murderers. But let's be real. Yeah, there is recency bias. That is true. That is true. That is true. But let's be real. Luigi's mogging the fuck out of this motherfucker. But again, this is also why, like, I think this is exactly why it's blown up so much, is that it's an interesting profile of a shooter, right? It's an interesting profile of a shooter. You don't often see Ivy League people. You know, they might be engaged in white collar crime, but not something like this. Let's keep looking. I feel bad picking on Luigi Mangione because it seems like he is schizophrenic. That's also interesting. Like, even if, let's say, he is schizophrenic, should that insanity, I don't want to call it excuse because, you know, like, it is a thing. Like, should that be an excuse? You know what I'm saying? Luigi Mangione's family, including his father Louis, owns Lorien Health Systems, a for-profit nursing home. Over the past year, they were one of the worst rated nursing homes in the entire Medicare system. Interesting. They were fined $25,000 in July 2024 for health inspection violations. Is this all true? Medicare gives them an overall rating of 2 out of 5, a health inspections grade of 2 out of 5, and a quality measures rating of 2 out of 5. Only 5% of their residents are up to date on vaccinations. Only 2.4% of their staff are up to date on vaccinations. And their last health inspection found 25 violations. I saw a post on Reddit which the poster said that he supposedly found the Reddit account of Luigi, which is banned now. Send it to me. Fucking send it to me. I think optics and aesthetics will trump logic in a lot of cases, especially for the general public. Guys, it's always about aesthetics. It always is. That's why I don't understand like why people are ever like surprised about pretty privilege. The world runs on beauty, guys. There's a reason why you guys are even in this fucking stream right now. And where I'm going with this isn't because I'm trying to say because I'm pretty. No. It's that at one point you guys clicked on a thumbnail that I had on YouTube. And if you didn't make that conscious decision to click over the sea of the different titles and thumbnails that's out there, you guys wouldn't be on the stream. You guys found some sort of value on it, maybe watched another video and all that. So at the end of the day, that aesthetic that I put careful thought into in that title and thumbnail is why you're here. And I'm also handsome as shit. I'm just glazing. I'm just saying that so you guys can just say that, you know, oh no, again, it's because you're hot. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the world runs on aesthetics. And look, I have some people like that ask me, oh my God, like help me with like YouTube. And I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. You do have to have some like level of aestheticness, like level of look. Like, to be honest, if you're okay, give me an example. If you're ugly as fuck, it's hard for you to build like a profile unless you have like an insane personality. I think I have a good personality, but it's not like once in a generation type personality. I mean, I'm think about it. How many singers or artists, pop artists, do you know that are ugly? Oftentimes they fucking kind of suck at singing. Have you heard Katy Perry live? It's insanely bad. Yeah, I'm homeboard. Asmongold, okay, fuck. But what I'm saying, okay, Casey Neistat is like, he's not ugly as fuck. In fact, if anything, he has like an interesting look. Okay, Asmongold, okay, you guys may have had me there. I don't know who Sia is. Post Malone? Dude, there's tons of girls that find Post Malone sexy. He has like an interesting look. I'm talking about ugly as fuck. It's okay, it's not impossible. Think of it like this. VTubers are extremely popular because since they don't have to show their face, they need to make up for it with personality. Have you seen the beach photo of Destiny? But like, put it this way, Destiny also represents the viewers that he engages with. This is like a kind of like an aggressive, fast-talking, confrontational guy, right? When you look at him, if you just walk past him in the streets, like I've walked past him in the streets before, by the way. Fun fact, when I was in Miami, like a couple of years ago, I knew who he was before he knew that I existed. Dude, he was like 5'2". He was like 5'2". He had like blue hair. And look, I'll never bring looks or personal things into a debate, but like he represents like his audience. Like a lot of like his audience probably find like, oh my God, like this guy like fucking represents me. Destiny does not represent his viewers. We aren't cocks. No, what I mean is aesthetic wise. It's like there's also something to that. I don't know. Okay, maybe it's not completely foolproof, right? But what I'm trying to say is that, look, okay, I'll just say this. It's a lot easier to imagine getting hype mogged by an Asian. Well, I'm 6 feet, motherfucker. What I'm saying is it's a lot easier to build a following if you're more attractive. I mean, can anyone fucking deny that, right? You think Sydney Sweeney is the biggest like actress right now because of her acting? I'm sure she's a great actor, whatever. But let's be fucking audience. Like, let's be fucking like honest here. Sabrina Carpenter, her audience is the same way too. Beauty is powerful and deadly. Exactly. She's a beautiful girl. Yes, look at the mods like putting in work now. Like this is like guys, I might have to offer them some United Healthcare insurance. I'm getting the United Healthcare experience after this. Just look at all the attractive girls who do dance shorts. So we all know what B Toja's algorithm looks like. That's the reason no VTubers have ugly avatars. I finally fucking roasted the mods to competency. Maybe violence is the answer. Maybe violence is the fucking answer. Maybe if I want to answer my title and thumbnail right now, maybe violence is the answer so the people actually can do their fucking jobs. So if this is true, this is pretty insane. But I don't know, chat. I mean, I've gone on a couple rants. I feel like I've been making sense. Just a YouTube commenter. I sent the Reddit link where? On Twitter, on Discord. Let's keep looking. Let's see the Reddit thread. What the fuck are you talking about? Here on YouTube? I don't see a single link. Just a YouTube commenter. Join the fucking Discord and put it in media. I don't see the Reddit link. Okay. Tag me on Twitter. Justice for the mods. Gen is a versus. Yeah, this community is not a democracy, guys. This is a straight dictatorship. Let's get that straight. You guys are my fucking minions. Like this is no equality in this. Those polls that I release on the community, I don't even fucking look at it. All right, I just have you fucking engage like the minions that you are. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. I actually really do value your guys' like input. That's why I'm asking for feedback all the time. Now I know you're South Korean. That's funny. But yeah, this is not a democracy. That's for damn sure. That I'm not joking about. Mods, he will not acknowledge you in real life. If I fucking walk past Oddity, I'm fucking ignoring the fuck out of him. I'm kidding. Dude, in fact, I reached out to Oddity when I was in New York and he was like, I'm busy. I was like, Oddity, oh my God, it'd be cool to meet up. He's like, bro, I'm fucking busy. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, and if you feel like you need to elaborate on the fact that you're kidding, I'm afraid of what you think of the general intellect of your viewers. Oh, shut up, Anonymous. Again, if you feel like you need to elaborate on the fact you're... Shut up. Oddity, don't spread fake news like that. I told you to come to Washington Park. Okay, chat. I'm probably gonna wrap up soon. Again, do you have Instagram? Yes, just a YouTube commentator. The mod should get you that link ASAP. Yes, William. That was quick. Chat, did you guys see how fucking quick that was? Look at Kurt just humble bragging. Went to practice guitar and this is still on. Kurt just trying to be the next Luigi Mangione. Bro, William has been automatic. And Piglet too. Pranav, get the fuck out of here. Stop trying to trigger me. Reverse colonized William. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, one last thing that I wanted to show you guys is actually this video. Do you guys want to watch this? Yes or no? And the reason why I want to show you guys this video before I hop off stream is because I interviewed this guy for this video that I'm making on healthcare. I interviewed him this past week. And I asked him about a lot of things on healthcare. So let's watch it together.
John Morrow, and a disclaimer. So there's this guy who can only move his face, and he made $10 million in order to survive because he had millions of dollars in medical bills. On top of that, the government didn't allow him to make more than $800 a month because if he did, he would lose all the medical care they provided. So he figured out a genius plan, networked with big entrepreneurs, rose to the top of his industry, and overcame a level of adversity where most people would have accepted death. Again and again and again. His name is John Morrow, and a disclaimer, his story is not for the faint of heart. But if you're going through dark times, he might be a light at the end of the tunnel. Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this video. Being born with this condition called spinal muscular atrophy,
Yeah, so I interviewed him. Chat, WRL, that was just the intro. Did that hook you? Does that make you guys want to watch the rest? WRL. Or do I have too many ADHD people in our chat? W. Okay.
fear that drove him was having to go to a nursing home.
Nursing homes are death sentences for people like me. They always die, usually within 6 months. A lot of people will get like bed sores because they literally don't get out of bed and your body will start to literally decay while you're still alive. At a bare minimum, my bills were $150 to $200K per year. The only insurance I qualified for was Medicaid.
Fucking crazy story, right?
Paying all of these bills, they actually had limits on how much money I could make. The limit at the time was $800 per month. I graduated from college. I had 11 job offers, and I literally couldn't accept them. Because if I did, I'd lose all of the benefits keeping me alive.
So either he lives on Medicaid, but he lives below the poverty.
Yeah, it was insane. Like, when I interviewed him, like, here, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. Like, he was like a little bit late to the meeting, which made me understand why, because he has nurses and kind of set this up for him. Like, he can literally only move his mouse. Also, why do I look like a stock photo? Don't I look like a corporate stock photo? Anyways, yeah, it was crazy. I interviewed him and it was just like him, like he talks about it too. Like, and I probably won't include this in the video, so I'll tell you, like, he obviously can't use a mouse, but as you'll see, his job is on the internet. Like, we texted to coordinate this. He has a mouse that he can use through his mouth. A mouse for your mouth. It's fucking insane.
Poverty line at $800 a month forever, or he makes at least $300,000 a year to pay all bills himself, but he's free.
And there's literally nothing in between. If you take an entrepreneur and you tell them they can't work, it's literally taking away their reason to live. For a while, I really couldn't figure out a way out. I was even willing to consider solutions that would result in my death. How does someone jump from nothing, almost, to $300K a year?
And can $300,000 actually be enough to cover your medical bills? What if an accident happens? It could be in the millions.
In 2006, I was getting my license to become a real estate agent. I was coming home from class. There was a guy who was running late to work at Wendy's, and he plowed into my minivan going 85 miles an hour. He hit with such force that it literally ripped the whole front end of my van off. All I remember is waking up underneath my wheelchair, not being able to see, thinking I'm blind, and smelling smoke, because the whole van was basically going to be covered in fire.
You're actually able to feel your entire body?
I could feel everything, yeah.
Fucking insane, isn't it?
I just can't move. Both of my legs were crushed. The doctor said, imagine a sock filled with marbles. The marbles are your bones. It didn't even look like a leg anymore. Got brought
Yes, he was born like this. I think it was probably someone else driving.
To the hospital. Because of my risk of stopping breathing or getting pneumonia, they wouldn't actually give me anesthesia. So I had to go through setting all of those bones awake. That's the closest to torture that I've ever experienced. I begged them to stop, but I just had to take it.
What were the medical bills now, and was there still a chance to escape poverty?
And what kept you going then?
This sense of defiance. When you're at the bottom and you feel like someone is holding you down, one of the most powerful emotions you can have is this feeling of, "F you." Like, you're not going to keep me here.
At this point, most people would have given up, but he decided to be unstoppable. But what makes the difference between most people and him? Well, it's because this first big lesson that I learned from John.
You faced more pain and adversity as a child than most people would in their entire life.
As a young
Chat, sorry if like to disrupt the flow, but I haven't really been reacting much, but since I've already watched this. WRL. Want to keep watching? Fascinating person to interview for this, huh?
child, he had pneumonia multiple times, which is a near-death sentence for somebody like him, because your lungs fill up and you're literally drowning in your own mucus, and he didn't have the strength to cough it out.
My mother would push and basically do the Heimlich maneuver over and over and over again for days, like literally nonstop. Every time I'd go through this, my ribs would break. So it was immensely painful, but it was the only way to keep me alive.
How many times have you had it?
I had it 16 times. And there were cases where even like doctors and nurses were like, stop, just like let him die. But she didn't, and I'm grateful.
What is your experience now looking back at all of this? You've been through so much.
Yeah, he's been special from the beginning, but what mother isn't going to say that?
Yes, you're a little bit biased. One particular time when he wanted to give up, his mother did something that changed his life forever.
She brought me a quote from Winston Churchill, never, never, never give up. That didn't just become part of my life. It became my normal. I can introduce you to Winston, my dog. Can you guess who he's named after?
And that
It's like hard to keep. I don't want to stop it, right? Because it's crazy. Okay, shut the fuck up. Stop making fun of me for saying like so much.
explains how he became unstoppable. Pain is power. It makes you stronger. And
Leon's
after
my
everything
friend
he's
here
been
in
through
Austin,
as a
by the way.
child, what could
Makes
possibly
great
face him now?
videos.
I just learned, so this is gonna suck, but I've got to deal with it. So, okay, here we are. This is what we're doing.
Silence.
So
This is
he
the guy that
survived
I
the surgery
interviewed.
with an additional hundreds
Just want to
of
give you guys
thousands
a
of dollars in
back-end
medical bills and
exclusive
started
look at
a
who he
long,
is.
Painful rehab.
Thank you,
process.
Alan. Appreciate
So I
it.
literally just sat there for 6 months and plotted my escape.
And what helped you through these challenges was Shopify, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
State once an idea. Shopify is building my e-commerce of ambitious misfits. Check out shopify.com/.
Wild to just ask that as an added integration, by the way. Yeah. So tell me about how you were like fucking like paralyzed and you could only like move your face, but in like Shopify helped you, right, bro? Wait. Tell me about how like since you were 2, you like could like only shit with like the assistance of 6 nurses, and how you like almost died in a car accident because like Shopify helped you. Like what the fuck?
Leon Hendricks for a 14-day free trial, so show them some love. But John's idea came to him when he was journaling to cope with all this trauma, because he's always loved writing, and now with all this time on his hands,
Started writing about personal finance initially. Anything I say here appears on the screen. It's about the quality of the microphone. It was a unique perspective, living on less than $800 a month. The mouse is pretty simple. If I push it left, it's left click. If I push it right, it's right click. Bitcoin is down today.
Buy the dip.
Maybe so.
go all
I'll
in.
be doing that later. So the articles just took off like wildfire. People say, oh, I started the blog and I waited 2 years. To become successful, it was like 2 hours for me.
Which brings us to the second big lesson that John shared with me. See, he didn't just magically know how to write well. It was because he was in a wheelchair his entire life.
While the kids were playing outside, the thing that you could do was read.
I could read, I could think. I've literally read tens of thousands of books. Started writing for other sites. My clients, on average, would get at least 50,000 visitors within 30 days. In some cases, millions upon millions of visitors. My career as a writer went from nothing to one of the best in the world within about 2 years.
Over the years, being in a wheelchair all his life became an advantage, which made him a damn good writer. And John calls it the counterpunch.
In boxing, when an opponent throws a punch, bigger and more powerful.
Okay, chat, are you guys even watching this video? Or are you guys just roasting me because I say like all the time? What if all this is just meant to set up a Grammarly ad read? I've just been purposely saying filler words like, so I could talk about. Okay, you guys are watching. All right.
The punch.
Okay, William, that was
the
smooth.
bigger
I
the
like that.
opportunity for a counterpunch because they leave themselves unprotected. And this was an example of a counterpunch. Whenever bad things happened to me, I noticed that there was an equal opportunity always to find something good that would happen. I just had to find it.
If he wasn't in a car crash and going through rehab, he might have never made the time to start writing.
I mean, there are all of those advantages that I learned how to see and I learned how to use. I couldn't accept payment in the form of money. I began to think, what if I were able to get paid in some other currency than money? My writing eventually became, how can I generate millions and millions of dollars of value and then cash in?
All of it.
All of it. So I started making deals.
So smart, the fact that he did
I'll write
that.
this, but I noticed one of your friends has 20
He literally
million
worked for
followers.
free.
I want a personal introduction and phone call with that person. That is the price.
Like,
In the beginning,
isn't that? I just almost said like, isn't it crazy how he was essentially playing 4D chess? He was like building up as much trust and equity for the people that he was working with because he was working for free, absolutely killing it because he can't receive income or else he has to pay all of his medical expenses out of pocket. I mean, it's like a story of inspiration, but it also shows you like, fuck. It also shows you the flaws of the system, doesn't it?
it wasn't the top people. It was smaller. Then later, it was really big people like Tim Ferriss.
That makes so much sense. Hey, what are other values other than money? It's relationships, skills you can learn.
And so the counterpunch to being trapped and not being able to earn more than $800 is that I saw the opportunity of other types of value. And those types of value were worth millions and millions of dollars. Then I made one deal with one site with the owner of Copyblogger, Brian Clark, which was the biggest marketing site in the world at the time. It was, one day I'll ask you for a favor, a really big favor, and you can't say no.
Now, this was a leap of faith because there was no contract or anything, but it was a chance to escape Medicaid, so he continued working for free.
I think it was almost 4 years. I managed several hundred writers, and they couldn't pay me anything.
Who's even watching the video at this point?
Amount of work. And Brian made literally millions of dollars off of the work that I did. And I learned how to run a site that gets a lot of traffic. The other thing that I figured out was it was only $300,000 a year because I was in the United States. I could actually lower that number just by moving. I could drive to Mexico, live in a condo on the ocean, and get all of my nurses for like 60 to 80 per year.
Wow, it's a good discount.
So 3 things happened at once. I basically got positioned to cash in. My mother got laid off from her job, and my caregiver retired. I said, now's the time.
This was not a safe choice. So much could go wrong.
There were a lot of drug wars, getting kidnapped. What if I got down there and failed and ran out of money? There were stories. People crossed the border. A Mexican police officer says, yeah, you know, everything in your car here, I want it. And there's literally nothing you can do. I had no safety net. Like, there was no backup plan.
What was that like crossing the border?
I was sweating, I was shaking. I remember worrying that they were going to see me and think I was on drugs. That's how afraid I was. I thought the odds were that I would die in Mexico.
It's easy to look at someone like him and think, wow, how is...
Why am I like chatting like, oh, fuck. I feel like I'm in like class texting like a friend like secretly in high school while like the teacher's like talking and I'm like chatting in my own chat. Doesn't it feel like that? Like, watch the goddamn video.
He so fearless? But he explained to me that he was only able to do it because he was more afraid than others, which is the third lesson I learned from him.
I actually used to meditate on what it would be like to die in a nursing home, which seems like an absurd thing, but I wanted to make that fear so real in my mind that everything I was going through at the moment was less scary in comparison. I literally used fear to get myself over the fear.
You're more afraid. What happens when you don't do it?
Yeah. People ask, how did you know you would succeed? I didn't. But it didn't matter. It was like...
Bro, you guys are making me laugh while he's literally talking about how he was meditating about the worst scenarios in his life of being put in a nursing home. And I'm laughing because you guys are roasting me in the comments.
Well, at least I died giving it a shot. When we pulled across the border, there were no border guards. We just drove into the country. And it was literally the next day that I called Brian. I thought long and hard about the favor I was going to ask. And that was, for the first time ever, I'm going to start an agency. You're going to endorse me. Copy blogger, yeah, over 30 million views a year to all of these people. And his response was instant. Done. The next day, I forget if it was 300 clients or 500 clients. The very first who came through was Neil Patel, now considered the top marketer in the world. I literally went from making $800 a month to $1,000 an hour. So I started my own site and scaled up my business.
What would you say, how much money have you made in total?
Money that's come to me personally, it's over 10 million for sure. If you look at the amount of money I helped Neil make, I helped Copy Blogger make, over $100 million in value. And now my business is 17 employees, millions in annual revenue, and the idea of ending up in a nursing home.
And look at you guys. Counting how many times I say like, hiding behind an anime PFP. This guy can only move his mouth.
It's impossible.
Well, chat, there's one last thing I want to look at, and it's going to be this Reddit thread that someone sent. Again, we roast you, now you roast us. That's not how this works. I'm not going to lie. I want a chat that I can roast. This is fun. Roasting each other is healthy. If we want to solve racism, we need to be able to be able to joke with one another. If we want to have more unity, if we want to divide or bridge the divide, we need to be able to make fun of right and left, poor and rich. But before we read this and go through this, I'm gonna take a fucking piss. I'm gonna save this Reddit thread for my own research. And I'll be right back. How do you even grift the left again? Talk about how evil the right is. Talk about how brain dead Trump is. Talk about how, yeah, trans athletes should compete against women. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's fair. Like, so many different things. Okay, I'll be right back. Should we start spamming slurs? That's wild. That's wild. Appreciate y'all staying though. Okay, last little bit. It's been a 2-hour stream. So someone sent me this. I forgot who it was in the chat. Shout out to whoever it was. Before you make up your mind on Luigi Mangione, Based on what the media tells you about him, know that his Reddit account paints his own picture of who he is. There's reason to believe that Mr. Cactus is a UHC shooting suspect, Luigi Mangione. Apparently this guy. It seems like it's been suspended. It's kind of suspended, so all record of his post comments comes from Reddit archives. Archives of all posts from the account? Oh shit. I don't want to go through all that. It's known that he has a Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat. While being a tech bro, so it's no surprise he'd be on Reddit as well. Snippets of evidence that I compiled in order to prove that the account belonged to him. Get a GitHub. What exactly is a GitHub, by the way? Low tier duster? Yes, we do. We do the live streams. Thanks for joining. Chat. Just so I can bring my ego back up because you guys been fucking roasting me. Guys, also, one thing you need to know, I know a bunch of content creators, being one, we're all self-fragile, narcissistic, kind of insecure people. Do you guys like these live streams? It's a lot of fun, honestly. I have a lot of resistance sometimes of being like, oh, it's so like, I'm so tired, I don't want to do it. But it is always fun whenever I do it. Especially when the chat is like active and shit. So for the ego, if you guys like this, comment on the actual stream itself, please. Limit the live streams to prevent burnout, please. Yeah, I'm trying to be smart with it. I'm trying to always exercise before I go on live. I think that always helps me like reset the day. And yeah, it just like helps. All right, put the fries back in the back. Okay, all right. Hi again, I'm late. Well, thank you for joining still, Mia. My sister's name is Mia, by the way. Yes, but guys, like and comment before I keep going. Anyways. Attended the UPenn, we already know that. Was a computer science undergraduate. What am I looking for in this? Same age, shared an interest. Okay, this is just like a compilation. Serious back problems. Spondylolisthesis is a condition where a vertebrae in the spine slips out of place, usually in the lower back. I first aggravated my spondy 1 point. He aggravated surfing. Showed an interest in. Isn't this fucking insane that we have this much like this much information on this person after like 48 hours, and we barely know anything about the Thomas. I forgot his name already. Do you guys know the Trump assassination guy's name? The second assassination attempt. I don't think anyone knows that guy's name. Do you? Thomas Crooks. Sounds like his shooter's name, honestly. That's a perk for like not being good looking. Oh, also, guys, I totally forgot. Guys, subscribe to my second channel. I just started this. Guys, subscribe right now to the second channel. Oops. Yeah, guys, I'm starting to post all my shorts and clips in there. So you guys can see, we're like, I didn't really want to advertise it until we've started getting into it. Well, yes. So I used to do like fucking reaction videos. If you want to see that, I left some of it up just to have like a catalog. But for example, I did an interview with Richard Reeves. The full one's in here. I reacted to my own Jubilee debates. Oh, this is a funny one. You know what's funny about the fact that I interviewed Destiny? I had an E-date with his ex-wife.
Spain, 3 months somewhere else. I'm Japanese.
Isn't that hilarious? Yeah, exactly. I totally forgot about this. Sneeko invited me onto his stream. You know what the craziest thing is? You know what the craziest thing is? Guys, that reason alone, you guys gonna subscribe. The craziest thing about all this. Hold on, it's loading. Let's see. One sec. The craziest thing about this.
3 months somewhere else.
Women wins.
I made it to the final round. No, this is not after the interview. This was like a year ago, May 26, 2023. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny, isn't it? But there's no way I'm bringing personal shit like in an interview. That's very, very unprofessional. That's not how I roll. But yeah, guys, subscribe to the second channel. Subscribe. All right, Tyler. Someone time out Tyler just for that. Tyler, your ass is getting put in a timeout. I don't condone that shit. Oh, you guys can roast me. Trust me, I have very thick skin. In fact, it's hilarious when you guys roast me. Who subscribed? Okay, I'm putting a poll. I want all of you guys in here to subscribe. Who subscribed? I'm not moving on until you guys all subscribe to this shit. Dude, get out of here, fake Gen. Dude, I love William's plugs, man. Don't you Kevin Samuels us? Dude. Okay. Just all subscribe. Just don't be an idiot. Subscribe. Second channel. Let's run this shit. All right, guys. Okay, cool. What else? Takeaways. Okay, I mean, this doesn't really show much. It's a good compilation, though. I'll definitely use it for research, but I think we've looked at it all. I'm going to end it here. Chat. Dude, I cannot believe someone really just went through the effort to make a fake Gen profile. Chat. Thank you for joining. Like counter 17. Hopefully I don't beat it next stream. I'm going to be like in my head thinking about this. Thank you for joining. My only plug is to like and comment and subscribe to the second channel. We'll also be posting stream highlights in here too. So if you guys like the streams, you're going to like the stream highlights. So tune in. Subscribe to the second channel. And we will talk soon. Should I stream tomorrow? WRL. Daily stream? I won't be able to on Thursday. I'm going to Mexico City. I'm going to be, I'm actually going to be investigating the migrant situation in Mexico City. Christopher Oyasumi, racial enough. Love it. That's a culturally aware racist comment. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. Maybe I'll do a quick stream tomorrow because I need to get a lot of shit done. We'll talk soon. How they suddenly stopped all the caravans. No. As you guys will see soon, they are in Mexico and waiting. A quickie stream. A quickie cat or dog for dinner. Can I even get mad at my own profile, I guess? All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Appreciate my Gentrists. Okay, that's so cringe. That's so unbelievably cringe. Thanks for joining. Peace out. Thank you.